All right, we are live now in person. I think so. Can you can y'all see us now? Okay. I apologize about the technical delay. There has got to be something every single time I go live. But it's all good.
Matt from Whiskey Wisdom has the same problem. It's always going to happen.
Every time you can guarantee it.
Means it's going to be a good show.
So we have got very special guest tonight on the Oak and Agave show. Yeah, we'll just do that. We have got Miriam, the sommelier, and we got Joel, and they do a podcast, and the podcast is called Things That Go Bump in the Night. Right. Tell us a little bit about that podcast. So kind of like we do here on the Oak and Agave show, we talk about Bigfoot and unicorns and angels and whatever pops into our head. This, as most of you know, I'm sure, is Sean Ruckman with Echoes in Eternity Bourbon.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Miriam, look, you got a little bit different Southern accent there. Can you tell me a little bit about where you're from?
Is that Southern France?
Very nice. What part of Italy?
Oh, so she is from the South.
She is South. She's a Southern girl, just Italian Southern.
I don't think she's a redneck.
No, no.
No redneck. Well, good. So I mean, the elephant in the room, sommelier. Please elaborate just a little bit on that, and then I've got some follow-up questions for you, and I'm sure you've heard them a million times. I used to be. So she gets paid to drink.
This is my kind of gig right here. I'm really digging this right now. So tell me the difference. Now you talk about that you are a sommelier for a lot of different spirits. So what's the crossover between like when you're going from a wine to a scotch to a bourbon? What are some of the similarities and what are some of the different things that you need to know as a sommelier as you go into the different spirits?
Awesome. That is awesome. So, and Joe, I'm sorry to, to leave you out of the conversation right now. But I just, all right then. Yeah, I can do that too. But yeah, I'm just an old Alabama boy, so you know. Sean's an Alabama boy now, but
Yeah, I'm born again Southern, is like we like to call it. Um, I spent my first 20 years, I was born and raised in Vegas for my first 20 years. And then I moved to this area in 92, and I've been in this area ever since. So I'm born again Southern.
What year in Vegas?
72 to 92.
Elvis was touring there.
He was still alive.
Hmm.
Not saying he's my daddy or anything, but you know.
I was going to say, what was your mom doing that night? I'm just kidding.
No, ain't no telling. Ain't
no
no
telling.
telling. Baby. There you
so
go.
We talk about Elvis too a lot. So anyway, so Joel, it's your time. What? How do you come into the equation?
So Joel, what you're telling us is you're the eye candy.
That's right. That's right.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh wow.
Hmm. Nice. Very nice.
So you said you have, is it a variety of different podcasts that you do? So okay.
Oh, they were live. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, hold on.
There you were.
Ken Spears on. I I think I've got another stream set up, is what it was, but yeah, we're live. Ken Spears. Ken Spears on, but I need to. I don't know how to handle that. There are people in the other room waiting.
Okay. Not sure on that one.
Hmm. Go ahead though. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Incredible.
That's awesome.
That is incredible. Yeah. So if you do what you love, then you'll never work a day in your life, is what I've always been told. I can't think of anything in this world that's better than that. I'm going to paste this link to this other um, video, and okay, all right, I apologize. So I've had the Oak and Agave channel for probably, I don't think it was called Oak and Agave back then, but like I probably had it. I've had it since like 2015 or 14, and initially, so I go live after an Alabama football victory with a fine cigar and a fine glass of bourbon. All right, and it kind of got its own thing. It kind of got popular on Facebook. So I decided to create a YouTube channel and start doing it on there and just see what kind of traction or if it could hold any traction because Facebook was kind of, taking off. So I wanted to see what I could do on YouTube and it just didn't. It stayed kind of okay on Facebook. I was getting 500 or 600 views on there on the videos on that, but like I'd get like 6 on YouTube. So I just kind of put it to the wayside. And then like one night I did karaoke and I posted that video up on YouTube as a short and it kind of got a little bit of traction. So then I got into to bourbon like pretty heavy. So I started collecting bourbon, and then I started collecting tequila, which I've got ADD something beer, so I hop around to different stuff and get obsessed with one thing, and then I lose interest and I go to something else. So I was watching Sean, and I was watching Bruzel and all these guys, and I'm like, hey, I wonder if I could do that. So that's when I was going to name the channel Whiskey and Agave Tube. I actually have a bottle up here from Southern Collective that I had made with that on there. And I said if this channel ever hit 5,000, I was going to open that bottle. So we're on the way.
You're almost
We're trying
halfway there.
Almost halfway there. But so it was going to be called Whiskey and Agave Tube. But then I was like, that just doesn't really roll off the tongue. And I was just thinking, I was like, so whiskey is aged at oak and like agave makes tequila. So I just put the two together and there it goes.
About the cryptids and the monsters. She wants to know how you got here with the Bigfoot and the unicorns and.
So our first video that Chris and I did on camera, a lot or like a on camera. I've done some bourbon hunts and stuff like that, but I had never done an on camera video. But the first on camera video that I did with Chris was called Bigfoot and Unicorns. And it kind of plays off of Oak and Agave, but we did a George T. Stagg and a Fortaleza Añejo review. So those were the unicorns. And then Chris is an actual Bigfoot hunter. So he goes out, he's got a group that actually goes out and they look for Sasquatch. I don't know what they're going to do when they catch him.
It'll go very well for them.
Somebody's fire alarm going on. Somebody's hat. Is that here or there? Uh-oh. Yeah. Don't know that here.
He sees me like every other week, I swear.
Look at me.
Yeah, you see me, but you don't look at me.
That's what it is. All right. I hear you. You okay? Everything good to go?
Yeah, so I mean, I can tell you a little bit about what got me started. Is bourbon and COVID seem to be synonymous type of thing. Is COVID shut down everything and people needed a way to drink.
Yeah.
And the socialization was missing. And I think that it's really still missing. A lot of times people going out. What was that, Joel?
Okay.
All right.
Well, hey, it was good to meet you, brother. Thanks
Joe,
a
you have
lot.
a good one.
We appreciate you. Okay.
All right. So yeah, so Miriam, we kind of the social aspect was missing, and you'll find that a lot of the bourbon YouTubers that came on kind of at that time were just missing talking with people and having a drink and things like that. So that's how we kind of got started into that, and it's funny because as you got into it, you got to meet so many awesome content creators and just learn about people and just that we just want to have a pour and share some memories and have a good time. And that's kind of where I got started with things. So yeah,
Absolutely.
but that's and it doesn't matter the culture. You talked about how you were from Southern Italy, and I'm blessed that the company I'm with is actually an Italian company, and I get to travel to Italy every once in a while. And so I spent some time up in northern Italy, some time in Rome, some Milan, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, people want to sit around, like you said, they want to talk, they want to have a pour. And I'd be like, okay, at the end of a meal, I'm having a braccomento or a cafe corretto or something like that, and we're just having a good time. But it doesn't matter what he wasn't expecting that. He was definitely not expecting that. But when you go to places and you learn about the culture, you learn like in Italy, the grappa, which is kind of like an Italian moonshine, stuff like that. Yeah, you have a good time, and you just understand that people are people, and they want to have a good time. And we have a friend of ours that's on the channel, is Gandhi. He talks about all the time.
Yep.
Is the bottle empties, the memories fill, and that's what it's about. It's about making memories during this whole time. Yeah, right there with you. Yep.
Yeah, that's a fact. Like I've learned that through Sean. I've learned so much through him. Like just watching him, just interacting with different people and doing the hunts and all that good stuff. But like Independent Joe,
Oh yeah, awesome guy out of
love
California.
Independent Joe.
Yeah.
He came on live with us the other night.
Joe's great.
He
He's
did.
good people. He's proud Marine, awesome guy. But
Oh.
at the end of the day, it's just good people that are willing to
community.
share and they want to do the right thing and
Yeah.
they want to have a good time. And even when they're having, somebody's having a rough time, they're willing to help out. And that's the thing that I think you were talking about, Miriam, that kind of separates maybe the bourbon community from some of the other communities is just that there's a genuine compassion and caring there.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the podcast. Like, what do you guys talk about? Like, do you have a story that stands out that you want to tell to us, or?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
So, Miriam, how did you kind of and now? I guess I want to figure out when have you always? When did you come over? I guess from Italy, or is your family Italian? As far as you come over from Italy, are you first generation, or have you been here for a while, or how long you been here? Oh, okay, recent then.
We can hear him.
Oh, wow.
Hear nothing. Yeah, no doubt.
That is awesome. So I'm telling you what, when I was in Italy, the thing that I really enjoyed was the culture and the history. Everyone was out, and I'm sure you experienced that a lot more than me. But in the evening time, everyone's walking. They're going to the restaurants. They're eating late at night. They're having their espresso at the end of the day to kind of cap things off. But it was a very open, warm, cultural experience. How are you finding that different now that you're in the South? Yeah, it is very cool. Very cool. So moving into South Carolina, what kind of opened you up to want to have the channel where you're talking about spirits and talking about spirits? Was that something you've always been interested in? Okay. Oh, oh. So how long did it take you to get your certification once you knew this is the path you want to go down? Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. Hey, Miriam, I'm gonna do this real quick, like 2 seconds, and just see what happens. Test your mic real quick, Miriam. Yeah, I can hear you, and like I'm, I'm just not.
He's just not seeing you.
That's what I'm seeing right now. Oh, I know you are, but like,
I can see you.
everybody's like, who are they talking to?
We're talking to the spirits. Come on.
We're talking to the spirit. We're in the spirit world. Oh my gosh, I don't know what is going on with that. Let me see if this might help.
He's trying to look at this.
I'm just trying to figure this out real quick.
So while he's working through that, tell me what's your favorite story that you've done so far that has to do with the supernatural?
Yeah, so am I. Right. Why is she not?
Okay.
I don't know why. Yes.
Oh wow. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Oh wow. I do. I do. That is that's a pretty ominous tale there. But yeah, you can feel certain things. I'm I know that Prentice was talking about he's a skeptic, you're a skeptic. You know, I'm very skeptical of things too. You know, I've got to be able to see it, feel it, touch it, type of thing. You know, but I think that there's times that you experience things in life you can't explain, and it really hits home for someone that's always looked at things with a skeptical eye. Was that kind of changing for you and your dynamic?
Hey, Miriam, I really truly want everybody to be able to hear your story, and nobody is seeing you right now. So I'm going to end the restream. I'm going to send you another link and bring you back on, if that's okay. Cool.
See you in a second.
Give me like 2 minutes, okay? Thank you. I am so sorry. Okay. Sorry, guys. I don't know what in the world is going on.
You know what this is?
What?
This is the skeptic getting a taste of something. The spirits are talking to you today. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, well, yeah. All right, let's see. All right, we're going to go live again right here. 3, 2, 1. All right, and we're live again. Can y'all see me? Or can y'all see Sean? Can y'all see Sean? All right, so we're going to bring Miriam back on.
You got a new link for her?
Yeah, I'm going to do that right here. Let's see, I'm going to do that right here, actually. Gosh, I'm so sorry.
You know what? This makes me understand what Matt at Whiskey Wisdom goes through kind of like on a weekly basis. And I just laugh and have fun with it, but I know that your soul is cringing right now. Your soul is just cringing right now.
It really is. It really and truly is. How do I get a link for her?
So for those that don't know what we're doing right now, I'm drinking some Crittenden's Cut Above. This is their Manhattan finish, and they're out of Kiln, Mississippi. Headed to Mississippi again this weekend. You know, they're going to have Spillway. They're going to have Old Soul there. Going Friday to Old Soul with a group, and then going to head over to Spillway with a group. They're going to be hanging out in Mississippi for 2 days. Absolutely looking forward to that. I know there's going to be a lot of amazing people there. So that'll be a lot of fun. Looking forward to hanging out with a lot of cool people there. You know, Adam Major Zero will be there. I know we're going to have Light from the Patio out there. Who else is going to be out there? I'm sure that there's some more that I'm just forgetting right at this moment.
Bruzel.
Yeah, Bruzel will be there. Sorry, yeah, that might be an important one. Bruzel will be there. He'll be at Old Soul Friday, and he'll be at Spillway on Saturday. And they're going to do their Infinity Barrel again out there Saturday, which will be cool. Plus, while they're there Friday at Old Soul, it's going to be their first weeder barrel pick. So if you're a part of that, that's going to be a good time. Looking forward to that as well. Man, you guys are missing some good conversations with Miriam. Miriam and I have been having great conversations.
Prentice has been
pulling his hair out, trying to freak out why you can't see her right now.
And why we can't get this thing going like it needs to be. God almighty. She's supposed to be rejoining us right here.
Or she could have said, I've had enough of these jokers. Yeah, and not coming back.
Who are these dumb rednecks? I don't see you. I'm in, but I don't see you. Oh, great.
Invite her.
I did.
So looking forward to that. You know, as Prentice is working through this, I'll talk through this a little bit. So Friday and Saturday, Mississippi. Sunday, going to be back here in Columbus, Georgia. Going to have a great time in Columbus, Georgia. We're going to be doing a bourbon share. Dave Vogelsang's going to be there. The pick crew coming up for 13th Colony pick's going to be there Monday. Headed to 13th Colony for a barrel pick there. Looking forward to that. 13th Colony's been nothing but amazing for me, and I'm very, very fortunate to have a pick there that's going to benefit veterans charities. So looking forward to that as well. Taking some time off after that to chill out, head to the beach, go deep sea fishing, but then headed right up to Tennessee the weekend after that to do some more barrel picks. Looking forward to that for the East Alabama, West Georgia group, and maybe a local pick for a store. Looking forward to that. Maybe something for Cheers upcoming.
Oh, Cheers. Nice. Okay.
So we're going to be headed to Southern Collective on Monday, the 14th, and then maybe headed over to another distillery later that afternoon. But then on the 15th, headed to Jack Daniel's for a couple of picks there. We're going to do a whiskey and a rye. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Sean, you're doing a fabulous job.
I'm just talking away, having a good time. If we get Miriam back on, we were talking about being a skeptic. I'll share a story that I don't share with I don't even think I've shared it with my wife, but I'll share a story from 2017, hanging out with some friends. If we can't get Miriam back, maybe I'll just have to tell it to fill in the time. But we're working through it.
Oh. 1 second. I'm so sorry.
Prentice has almost got this. And I'm drinking out of his oak and agave subscribed glass. If you haven't had the opportunity to check that out, he's going to have some more of these made. I'm going to have to get one of these myself. It's a nice glass. And I swear this isn't like an April Fool's joke that we haven't been trying to talk to somebody.
We ain't been drinking that much either.
No, yeah, well, we're drinking more and more to kind of get the time go through, but this hasn't been an April Fool's joke. I promise. You know what? We could shape it that way. It'd be clutch that we were pretending to talk to someone the whole time. April Fool's, guys. Oh man. But yeah, I'm going to do something I haven't done in a long time, which I'm taking a walkabout, which basically means I'm taking time off to do stuff that I wanted to do and just get away from things for a while. And I encourage that if you have that opportunity. Not everyone's going to have that opportunity sometimes in life, but if you get that opportunity, take it for yourself. Very important to just get out.
Oh, that's why.
I think Prentice is getting closer now.
No, but that's why. You know what?
What's that? Almost there.
No, but we can do something else.
Okay.
Trying to do setup tonight, and it just did not work.
That's okay. I got to drink bourbon with a good dude, so I'm not okay.
Oh, is that me watching? Who?
You.
Oh.
My good buddy Prentice right here.
Yeah. You and all your friends. Yeah. Come on. What in the world? Let's see. You know what, though? This is going to kick everybody out. Oh, you know what?
What?
5 years. You know what?
Matt, if he's still on, he is just laughing his ass off right
Tater
now.
Dom.
Tater!
828. There's, you know what? I think we're good. I think we're on. If I can just get her back on now.
Okay. I think Tater's won so many samples. He is just an awesome dude.
I won a bunch for a while there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I had a good streak going.
Yeah, you did.
Gosh.
It's funny how that happens. You'll get someone that won't hit anything for like months, then I'll hit 2 or 3 things in a row, and you're like, dude, that's awesome.
Come on. Here we go. All right. Let's see. Where you at? What are we doing? There we go.
And I just watched Prentice. His hope gets up there, and he's almost there, and then it just tumbles and crushes again.
That's all good. All right. I might have this done. This done. Paste.
So, for those that don't know, we've been talking to Miriam. She's Italian. She does a show that's about spirits and spirits. She's a sommelier. She does stuff for wine, and she does stuff for bourbon and whiskeys and scotches and things like that. And she's been a lot of fun to talk to. Of course, you haven't been able to see her yet, but we're working that way. We promise this isn't a bad April Fool's joke. You're going to see Miriam. You're going to see Miriam. But she's been a lot of fun, and it's funny to get to relive some of my times in Italy. Just the infinite, little tiny bit amount that I've had compared to her. The finite amount, I should say.
Make sure you have a valid link. Why is that happening to me?
Prentice is looking for his valid link over here.
I can't find a valid link.
So
Refresh.
In the comments, they're refreshing it. How frustrating or entertaining has this been so far?
Yes, absolutely, very much so for everyone involved. I can assure you. Where'd Facebook go now?
I don't know.
That is freaking amazing.
Looking at the bright side, because I'm an optimist by nature, this can only get better from this point forward. I am.
I don't know.
Prentice is being very, I wouldn't say pessimistic. I'd say he's being very pragmatic at this time. So he's probably thinking, yeah, I'm wondering if it'll get better at this point. But at the end of the day,
it worked to bring her in and to bring Joel in, but then it didn't
bring it over.
It didn't bring it over, but
Okay.
like, and now the link's not working. Oh, there she is.
Hey, hey.
There.
Can we see her?
Here she is. Can we see you? I still don't think it's working. Is this Facebook? Or
I don't know.
say this is the live.
I don't see anything going though because it looks like it's paused.
Let's see. I'm just trying to see if we got you on, Miriam. I'm sorry. You just wave.
Yeah, but we don't have Miriam pulled in live. And that's the most important thing is we want to have you on here live, Miriam.
Cast 529's on. Dave Vogelstein's on.
Dave.
James Morgan's on. Bourbon Neophyte is on there. Oh my gosh. And nothing. I don't know what's going on.
That's okay.
Miriam, I do apologize.
So Miriam, I'm just talking to you so everyone kind of hear what I'm talking through. What brought you to the States?
You know?
Love brought you here? Okay. Very nice. Very, very nice.
That is cool.
Okay. Very nice. Do you get to go home very often? Oh, wow.
It's showing on Facebook. You know what? It's showing on Facebook. Yeah.
So,
It's showing everything on Facebook.
well, maybe you need to put the Facebook link into the YouTube.
How do
People
we do
can at
that?
least see that.
How do we do that?
That's a good question.
Copy link.
There you go.
All right, I'm going to put this on.
Put it in the YouTube. If you can find the YouTube, we'll put the link in there, and you can join over on Facebook. So at least you can see Miriam.
Yeah, y'all. No. Put the link in here.
Pop the link in the YouTube so people can maybe go to Facebook and see it there.
Hey, y'all. See if you can go to Facebook and watch it there, maybe, because like it's not working anywhere else, and I do not know why. Cannot figure it out. But it's showing on Facebook.
Okay, well, we're doing at least we're at one place. We're doing good there.
So I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm going to leave it alone on YouTube, and we'll just watch it here on Facebook. How about that?
I like it.
All right.
So,
Ooh, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. All right, there we go.
There you go.
All right. And like Facebook is way behind, of course.
It'll be all right.
All right.
Sit down and have a conversation with Miriam now.
Mary. Hi. I am so sorry. I'm so embarrassed and just.
Get some of that infinite.
Yeah. Let's do that. Who's this? I'm trying to keep up with text and with
Good luck with that.
and all the good stuff here. Look, Sean brought an independent barrel little book. Yeah.
So we'll have a good time with this. What we're gonna need to do is we're gonna have to remake this one up, Miriam.
Yeah.
I think what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to hand deliver some pours to you so you can enjoy them with us. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, we'll drink some wine too. I mean, shoot.
So Miriam, go ahead. Ooh, he's the tequila guy. He's the tequila
My
guy.
favorite tequila is this guy right here. Tears of Marijuana. Yes, absolutely. That's an uncracked bottle. I've drank 2 bottles of it so far. It is very, very good. Yes, that is extra new. And I guess everybody would probably want me to say that. Fortaleza Añejo. I've got Fortaleza Añejo, Still Strength, and Reposado. And of course, I've got you've heard of tater bottles, right? Tater bottles, you know what that is, like the Blantons and whatnot of bourbon. This is the tater of tequila. Clase Azul. I've got the Clase Azul Reposado and the Gold. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Very nice.
Yeah. I've got one up here that was like one of like 20 bottles ever created. I forget what it is. It's like a mezcal, but this is a good one too. Grand Patron Piadre. That's yeah, it's an extra new.
That smells good, dude.
Yeah, feel the cork on that guy.
You can brain somebody with that.
Yeah, you can put that in the sock and hurt somebody. Yeah. So what is your favorite tequila?
Okay.
What's it called? I've got the Arete Gran Clase also. This is this is actually a barrel pick from the bottle shop here in Columbus,
Okay.
Georgia.
Does a really good job.
Yes, they do. And then I've got a El Mayor from Maple.
Okay.
Yep. I've got some really good tequilas though, like this guy here, the Pasote Reposado. It's the old bottle. It's from the old Nam, which is Nam 1579, and they have since changed Noms and they've changed bottles also. This one has the paper around the neck with the paper seal. I think the other one has plastic seal over it, and the bottle has changed
Okay.
somewhat. But yeah, I've got some really good tequila. And what I do with my tequila is probably a sin now. It's like taking George T. Stagg and mixing it with Coke.
Oh, geez.
I make margaritas with my tequila.
Ah, jeez, man.
With some of it, no, some of it I do sip.
Okay.
And we should pour that just a little bit.
I'm getting
Just a little bit.
Look,
Mm.
me and spirits get along.
Hey.
We're good.
I brought multiple glasses up here just for that.
So I'm primarily a bourbon guy. I do love some bourbons. I like how earlier you were talking about you kind of like some of the finishes. I lean into a lot of bourbons, but with finishes, and I like rye. You were talking about the mezcal earlier. Have you ever had anything from Short Barrel? They do an El Jefe.
Yeah.
That if you like tequilas and mezcals, it's a mezcal tequila finished bourbon.
Yep. I have it on here.
So we'll have to make sure we get you some El Jefe. So next time that you're on, you can try some of this because it is a really unique experience. And if you're into mezcal and you like that smokiness, you'll really like that.
It's called.
Okay.
It's almost like drinking water now. After I've been drinking high proof bourbon, and then I switched back to tequila.
It's like a light scotch, an unpeated light scotch almost.
So light. Like this is the Grand Patron Piadre, and it's only 80 proof, which most tequilas are 80 proof, unless it's higher proof, like the Still Strength from Fortaleza, I think is maybe 88 or 90.
It's got a lot of good flavor though.
Oh, it's
very nice flavor on it.
Yeah, you can taste the roasted.
At my house right now, I have a first edition Old Forester birthday bourbon. It was distilled in '89. So that's the rarest one I currently have at my house.
Well,
and that's actually I got that for a friend, and so eventually he's going to have that because that was his birth year.
I had a bunch. I have disposed of. I won't say how, but I have disposed of most of them. I had, all the Pappy 10, 12, 15s and all that good stuff. And right now, I guess the rarest, most expensive bottle that I have is probably the
Stag,
the GTS.
That's always a good one there.
Or,
oh, you got the 20 Pappy in there. So what are your thoughts on that one?
is it open?
Was it over oaked for you?
Yeah, yeah. That's the 20 year. Yeah, George T. Stagg's always a winner. Absolutely.
No, yeah. And it's funny because I agree with you that if you don't have something that you taste a little bit something different every time, it has something where it may start sweet, then you get a little bit of savory, you get a little bit of fruit here, you get a little bit of some of the char on the back there. Then all of a sudden you're getting maybe some of the little bit of the earthiness to it. And if it doesn't change and you're just getting the same thing again and again and again, it can get boring. It's like a relationship. You want a little bit of fire in your relationship. You want the same thing with your bourbon.
You don't need that right.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
So I want to do a comparison right quick.
So two amazing bottles right here. Have you had, Miriam, have you had much 13th Colony? So this is the 15th anniversary that we're going to compare versus this George T. Stagg. Oh, this is going to be fun. So,
Man,
man,
you want a clean glass?
please, I need a clean glass of this. I'm actually going to 13th Colony on Monday to pick a charity barrel. And they are just, I tell you what, they are some of the nicest, most genuine people
They really are.
you will ever meet. And I swear it makes their bourbon taste even better. Okay.
That's
Yeah.
that's a tough life. That's a tough life, Miriam.
So Miriam, what is your favorite South Carolina distillery that maybe is not on the map that we don't know about yet?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be getting a sample of that.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Oh, you get a Highland. Okay. Sweet.
Isn't there another one? Is Firefly out there? Yeah.
Right up your alley, Sean.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Sweet tea vodka.
No. No. I'm good on that one.
Yeah, it's kind of like what's that? What's that stuff called? The twisted tea
Yeah.
whiskey.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
What's the furthest distillery you've had to travel for to do a pick so far?
Have you done Buffalo Trace?
Okay. Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So James Morgan is watching on YouTube, and he said he is enjoying our one-sided conversation.
Well, that's why he needs to move over to Facebook so he gets to be with Miriam and hang out.
Well, you may or may not have to be friends with me to be able
Okay.
to watch it. I think it's public though,
It should be public.
but
No.
yeah. So we're having we're having conversation with spirits tonight.
Spirits with spirits. And we talked about that it's not an April Fool's joke, but now they can finally see you on Facebook.
Hey, didn't you say I could like download this video from Facebook and broadcast it back on YouTube?
Yeah, we need to do that.
Yeah, I'll do that. Things on Facebook.
Okay. Yeah, you got to do that. You got to do that.
I'll absolutely do that. I hope the quality comes out good because it doesn't look good on the screen, but I think it will.
Yeah.
I think it'll be fine. Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, I'm still on my GTS right now, but I'm going to tell you this guy right here, the 15th anniversary, 13 Colony, is my absolute favorite bourbon of all time, hands down. The complexity of it, I mean, it's so deep. It's like you take a sip and you can imagine sticking your head down inside that barrel that it's in, and you get the ethanol. It's almost like you're in a wood shop, and you cut a fresh piece of oak, and then you sand it down, and you might get a little bit of that oak.
Kind of those fine pieces of dust.
Just the dust. You might smell it in your nose a little bit. And I remember those smells from my uncle's wood shop. Yeah. And I mean, that is familiar with it. But it's almost like Jack Daniel's single barrel from some of my favorite whiskey all time. It's just got a long flavor like that, but intensified. Just for me, I get a lot of the caramel notes. You kind of get this sweet cornbread note going on. It's like yeah. You get these deep, intense flavors that hang on. You get some dark, like date going on there as well. Some nice kind of like a real rich vanilla going on. Yeah. I think you can get some eyebrow and put 2 drops. And that's when you're going to a cooler time. Because it's just so. Oh yeah.
So Miriam, I'm here now. I'm a neophyte with cigars, but I'm getting into them. I'm hearing that you like some cigars. So, what is your absolute favorite pour and favorite cigar to pair?
Opus. Opus X.
She said 10-10.
10-10. Okay.
Okay.
Mhm. Gotcha. I love a white label Davidoff white label. Oh, those are so good. I'm sorry, but that
And that's a killer pour.
that just destroys a GTS.
And that's hard to say. But yeah, that
God,
13 Colony, just this climate does such a great job with their barrels.
I've got the double oak too,
Oh yeah.
but like that kills the double oak to me.
Oh no, the 15th anniversary is probably my favorite. And I'll tell you what, maybe a shocker is last spring I had the good fortune of going down there and tasting their batch 3 of their double oaked in the spring, a few months before they dumped it. But we got to try a hazmat rye that they had there, and it was even better than their double oak. And me and my buddy who went, for the whole hour drive back, all we talked about was their hazmat rye.
Chris.
Yes, Chris Gunn.
I was there. Though.
Yeah.
I made you there. Though.
Yes. But no, that all we could talk about was the hazmat rye all the way home. And that's like, and their double oak is top tier. But all we could talk about was that rye all the way home. You know what? It's the most bourbon friendly rye that you're going to get. It's smooth, it's creamy, it has a lot of deep chocolate notes. It's not raspy at all. It's just so caramely. It's so floaty. It's very nice. It's very unique. Yeah, it's not like any other rye you've ever tasted. Like this guy here is a distillery going to release. They are 8 years, 10 months. Very local to my food. And it is that's why an episode called the latest episode of Agave is called The King and 13,000. And because we talked about Elvis in that video, and we did everything for 13,000. Everything from just the standard bourbon shelfer, the rye. We did the sour mash. And we did that sour mash. I've got one in there. We did this rye, and we did the 15th anniversary and the double oaked. And I had to drive Chris home afterwards because after that we filmed a short barrel. Oh my god! In the same night. Oh my gosh! And we tried everything short barrel. We did the sap squats, the bee's knees, and we ended with the hazmat. Yeah, no. And I had to drive Chris home, and then we did it live. Oh my gosh! That probably was not the smartest idea to do a live after all that. I'll tell you the worst thing that I've ever done, and luckily I was at the house, is I did a 4 Glen blind, and my camera. I call my ghost David. You know, well, David, you brought David with you. Yeah, that's what it is. You know, I've got Richard and I've got David. But David that day shut off my camera twice, so I had to go through a 4 Glen blind 3 times. And people laugh at me and say, "You were slurring in this video." I'm like, after the 3rd time shooting this, if I wasn't slurring, there's a problem there. It happens. Yeah. So how is your alcohol tolerance being a sommelier? Okay. Yeah, you don't have as much of this. Yeah, yeah. Muscles. You are those coming in your face. I thank you for somebody pointing out that the QR code is covering my face. Well, they just want to be able to point and get to that real fast, and they'll be good. There we go. There we go. So now we're good. Somebody texted my wife and said, "Hey, we can hear Prentice, but we can't see him because the QR code is covering his face." That's priceless. Now, Miriam, well, maybe it was. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. So Miriam, you shared a story, and I'm hoping it got onto Facebook. I'm sure it did, but I don't think a lot of people were watching Facebook at the time. Would you remind sharing that story? I know that you're a skeptic, but you had talked about you've got to an area that experienced an earthquake, and you saw something that you really felt and changed you a little bit. Could you go through that story again? Please. Yeah.
You're on YouTube now, by the way.
Yay.
I didn't change anything, and now it's on YouTube. I'm so sorry. So it's on YouTube and Facebook now.
Okay. No, that's a powerful story because, like you said, I think we're all kind of skeptical on things, and I think
Well,
that's a good place to be. But when you experience something you can't explain, it changes you.
I got a little story. So some of you know that my dad was the sheriff of my county in Russell County. He was the sheriff for a long time. But on his inauguration day, when he first got elected as sheriff, um, he and my mother went to Montgomery to get inaugurated, as you do when you become an official, an elected official in any state or whatever. So they went away to the ball in Montgomery, and me and my sister, we were younger. We had to go stay with my cousin, um, in which was my dad's brother's. Oh, we stayed with my uncle and aunt and my cousins. Okay, so yeah, it was my dad's brother's house that we went to, and I was sleeping in the bed with my male cousin, and of course my sister was in the other room or whatever. But my cousin woke up in the middle of the night, and he bumped me and woke me up, and my grandmother, who had been dead for a long time before I was born,
Oh wow.
was sitting in a rocking chair at the foot of the bed.
Wow.
She didn't say anything, didn't do
Wow.
anything, but like just sitting there, peacefully rocking in the chair. And like you could see it was almost like a physical being, but it was holographic.
Okay.
But it was like the white mist and like you picture if you see a ghost.
Oh,
I
wow.
got chill bumps.
That'll do it.
But yeah, that's my cousin Mike. He saw that, and he later became a Lee County deputy.
Okay.
And retired from Lee County as a deputy, and that was thanks to my dad. There's a lot of my cousins that became law enforcement because of my
father.
dad. Yeah. And my dad was very well thought of, and like.
Now, your dad doesn't he have something named after him?
He's got the jail in Russell County
That's what I thought.
named after him. It's the Prince of. No, that wasn't my mind playing tricks. My cousin saw it, woke me up, and I saw it. We conversed after the fact
Wow.
about it.
Wow.
But Sean had a story that he wanted to tell.
So I'm the same as I'm a skeptic. I enjoy stuff about learning about stuff. I enjoy learning about cryptids and stuff. But Father's Day weekend, 2017, I went to go visit a friend in Texas, Sargent, Texas. And if you've ever been to Sargent, Texas, it's southwest of Houston.
Okay.
And it's in the Gulf.
Okay.
And it's just the most unique experience that you pull up and it's desert, but there's ocean and there's just stars everywhere. There's no light, so nothing's polluted. It's just beautiful stars, ocean, and desert. And I showed up with my friend. His nickname is Opie of all things, but his Dale and his wife, but we call him Opie. And so we're going out and we're camping out for a few days on the coast to go fishing. So first day, everything's cool, no problems, this, that, and the other. We had some great brisket. We had some fishing. We had a good time. The next night, it's about 2:33 in the morning. I'm leaving the next morning. Nature calls and you wake up. And so, they have this beautiful, bathroom area there. It's just this big brick building, so you go into the bathroom, nature calls, and I'm in the stall about 3 in the morning, and you hear this crunch of like boots.
I think you told me.
I think I've mentioned this story.
Yeah.
You hear like this crunch on the gravel of these like boots. And then you hear like the boots, you know, boom, 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 you know, heel toe as they hit the concrete. And I'm like, okay, someone's coming to the bathroom, no big thing.
Yeah.
So I'm in the stall, and all of a sudden these boots come up right in front of the stall that I'm in. And I'm like, okay, well, you know, I'm like, hey, somebody's in here, and I don't hear anything. And it's just dead silence. The boots, yeah, no, no, nothing. I don't hear shit. So the boots stop like right in front of the stall, but it's pitch black. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? And I'm like, hey, I'm in here. And I don't hear a person, you know, respond or take a step back or anything. And at this point, you know, the flight or fight kind of kicks in. You're like, okay, I'm in this stall. There's someone sitting out right outside there. They're not acknowledging me. And, you know, even though I'm fat, I'm still a pretty good sized guy. And I'm like, okay,
He's like a weeble always. He's hard to knock over.
That's right. But I'm like, I'm going to hit this door because somebody's there with bad intentions. That's just the feeling I
We're going to get after it.
Yeah, there's bad intentions there because no one's saying anything. And so, you know, I hit that door and it slams open and there's no one there. And by this time I've got my flashlight on, I'm looking at things and there's absolutely no one there. But there was someone that I heard stand right in front of that door. And so I get out of the bathroom and I go back to my tent, you know, and in Texas, everyone has a gun. So I'm not worried about safety at that point. I'm back in the camp, but I'm like, I just can't shake it. And so finally, about, you know, an hour later, I pack up everything and I go to my buddy's tent. I say, look, I'm going home. I said, it's time for me to roll. I'm going home. And I'm like, see ya, I'm out of here. But the only thing I thought about that whole time is I can't figure out what this is. But the one thing I didn't do when I hit that stall door is I never looked up. And I always wondered, was there something up there that was just waiting on me? But when I hit that door and there was nothing there, it freaked me out, man.
Oh,
it freaked me out. Yeah. I was like, there's somebody there. And it, like I said, I couldn't go back to sleep. So I just packed up my stuff and left.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. Hey. Yeah, I absolutely felt something there. So I got some kind of thought of that. I'm like, I had to put my dog down to later. She was with us for 12 and a half years. And like, we're in my office right now, so like, she would come in my office during the day and hang out with me. Lay here, I bring her bed here together. Yeah, I go in my bedroom because her bed's in there. I'll get in bed and bring her here with me, so she could be here with me. And like, you can feel the presence, you know. I mean, like if there's something else in the house, you can feel it. And you feel that life next to you. Right? Absolutely. And man, she's gone. Yeah. Like that's an intimacy. Like I was just, it's weird. Like I look for her under my feet, you know, I look for her like when I open the front door, because she ran exactly there. Well, she was a whole ass. Yeah, she was a new baby. She did it like in about 15 minutes. But like, you know, I find myself still checking the door, like my other door, trying to get back in, and like, I can jump over here. But yeah, you can feel her presence is gone. Yeah. So like, yeah, the spirits are weird. And I believe animals do those spirits. I didn't think so, but now that she's gone, I can feel someone's listening in the house. Yeah. I mean, of course, we never should. Yeah, we're right. But like, the thought is just, we got a cat, but we don't say. I agree with you. You can feel when something's not there. It is missing. You feel when something's there. And it's well now. Yeah. And I was for 10 years. And when I started to act like I was secure,
one barrel. It's like you walk in there, you just, I mean, well, I can't explain. Yeah, I can't explain it. It's just like a thing that just comes across you. Yeah. Yeah. I, I, I doubt anybody ever will explain the stuff that's happened. You know what I mean? I wouldn't hear anyone. I kind of feel, don't trust them releasing records. And I don't think you're ever going to see, if you're a religious person, what heaven or hell is going to be like at this moment. But I believe you'll be able to see some kind of tangible thing. As you're just like this, necessarily talking about kind of, yeah, like, I don't think that the explanation of that feeling that you get or anything like that will ever explain. Well, and I think that we innately have certain things, whether it's the sixth sense, yeah, there's a sixth sense that we can't explain or can't define, but it's there. But yeah, I think that we're so disconnected from it right now because we lean into whatever science or whatever we've learned or whatever this, whatever that, that sixth sense, that intuition that we have, it's kind of faded. Now, see, now, is it more kind of like a skunk egg kind of thing, where they get this little pungent smell? Like Sasquatch. Uh, we talked about the California footage with the game. Yeah, yeah, we talked about that. Actually, yeah. Yeah. Really, yeah, it's, it's, I think he had to bug out. Yeah, no doubt.
Miriam, when is that going to occur? What time frame is that going to occur in South Carolina? What time of the year is that going to happen in South Carolina? Wow. Yeah, that's pretty quick.
Might need to go trip.
Might have to go on a road trip.
We go do a little bit of bubble hunting with Hunter. And Hunter was supposed to come on, and
He might have been on there for a minute.
may have
May have
been.
had some technical issues. There's an awesome bourbon YouTuber in
Like
South Carolina.
a big guy.
Bourbon Hunter. His name's Hunter. Huge, physically huge guy, but just super nice guy.
No, I'm talking like.
Well, he's big on YouTube as well, but
Big
stature, he's like 6'5", 6'6".
Is he really?
He's a big dude.
He don't look like that.
No, he's a big dude. He makes me look like a real small. He makes me look like one of those short kings. He makes me look like a real short king. So, but he is awesome. Now, outside of Bigfoot, Miriam, what is the one cryptid or legend type of thing that intrigues you? Not that you believe in it necessarily, but what intrigues you the most outside of Bigfoot? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. Got to be a dragon. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, they do see her. Hunter's on.
So there's a lot of different things that really I really enjoy. But the things that really kind of get me and things that I like to hear stories about are stuff like the different types of fairies, the kind of mythical wood type of
Wait a
fairies.
minute now.
What's that?
Fairies.
Jeez, I'm not going there. I'm going mythological fairies
just
there.
kidding.
Jeez. But no, those are the things that the kind of ones that are always trying to lure people away for whatever nefarious thing that they've got or whatever they're trying to get from you. I always like the mythology behind that. Now, whether it's a story that to kind of enhance, hey, don't go away with a stranger or don't go into areas you're not supposed to, but kind of how the fairies kind of lure you away from your family and then they kind of lose you forever. That kind of mythology I've always enjoyed, and it could be that it's just a precursor or a warning to say, hey, don't go off with people you don't know, type of thing.
James Morgan asked if you chase fairies.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you really believe that?
No, but it may not. Yeah, it's
No,
fascinating.
it's fascinating.
It's not maybe necessarily that those are actually
So,
occurring, but
are
it's
they
kind
like-
of a warning through, the greatest thing that we have to share with people a lot of times was the word is a verbal story that we had. It may not have been a written story, but this is a precursor to warning you not to do things that you shouldn't be doing, traveling off with people you shouldn't be with, and stuff like that. And it may not be that
Sounds
there's
like
actual
trafficking to me.
well, yeah, it could be. But it's not necessarily that there's actually a leprechaun or that there's maybe a pixie or something there. but it's stay away from the areas or the areas of people that can take you away from your family.
Well, yeah, I've got a story about that.
Okay,
So
I like
look,
stories.
we went to Dominican Republic last year, okay, and had the best time I've ever had on any vacation.
Okay.
On the way back, we went to the Dominican to Punta Cana Airport
Okay.
to catch our flight on the way out, and the line was just ridiculous through like the security checkpoint.
Okay.
So I mean, it wrapped down the hall and around the
all the way around.
So like, I'm trying to wait to see it. The bloody 81 is on. I tried
Jesus.
to, we were patiently waiting, but this guy comes by and he's like, "This way, family. This way. I get you through quickly. This way, family. Come on with me."
May never be seen again.
So we were like, well, he had a vest, he had a badge. I mean, he looked official. And he looked like all the other guys we saw.
Brought out to some third world
country.
Okay. Yeah.
So we followed him up to the checkpoint where you put your bags through and all that. And he ran my bag through, and he said, $20, family.
Told you.
$20, family, no problems for you.
Yeah.
I said, what you mean no problems for me? I ain't had no problems anyway.
Yeah.
He said, $20, no problems. I said,
you better give him $20. He's gonna
like,
make a problem.
I was like, I ain't giving you shit.
Apprentice.
Look, I'm hard headed. Like I'm not
that's how all
I'm
bad
not the
stories
one.
start.
I'm not the one to be threatened like that,
Yeah.
right? So he's like, $20, no problem. I'm like, what you mean no problem? What you gonna do? I'll beat your ass right here. So anyway, he started going through my backpack, and I had tip money. Okay?
Yeah.
I brought like $1,500 in tip money.
Yeah.
And I had ones and fives, $1,500.
Oh.
So it was, ones and fives.
Big
Stacks.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't spend half of it. And this was on the way back. And this was in my bottom zipper on my backpack right here. And luckily he didn't get down to that.
Yeah.
He pulled out my cologne. He's like, "Oh no, you can't have this." And he pulled out I brought back a bottle of Mama Juana.
Not familiar.
Mama Juana is a rum, wine, and like some kind of roots or sticks mixed together.
Oh wow!
That is just a Dominican thing.
Okay.
And me and Tara would do shots of that every morning. That stuff was so good. It's like Jaeger to the umph.
Okay.
It's so good. Anyway, so hey, Miriam, look up Mama Juana. When you get a chance, you got to taste it, and you'll appreciate it. Okay, it's like sticks and roots, and like wine and rum. But anyway, so he pulled out that he's like, "Oh no, you can't have this," and he pulled out other stuff. My buddy walks up behind me and sticks a $20 bill in that guy's hand. He says, "Oh, right this way, family. You're good to go." I'm like,
you should have just saved the hassle.
I'm like, really? Yeah, and next time I'll give the guy $20, but like
save the hassle.
It just pissed me off though.
Well, I got that.
I wanted to
look. I'm a big believer that the greatest currency you have in life is time.
Oh,
and if someone can save me that line, I'll pay him $20 every day.
I was down with it, but yeah, not to be extorted. James Morgan is he's from England.
Oh.
So my last name is Griffith, and my husband was.
Only my wife. That's the only fairy I chase.
Only his dreams does he chase fairies.
My wife is the only fairy I chase. Yeah. I'm afraid what he's done with those cinnamon sticks at this point.
No, not cinnamon. sticks. Well, they're like roots. You can actually order Mama Wana packs on Amazon.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, look at that, and like you should make some and give me a review on that.
Mama Wana. I'm
Yeah,
about to look for that one.
Mama Wana. And we would walk to the bar in the morning before we go to breakfast and say, Mama Wana. And he'd be
Okay.
like, oh, okay, very good.
There you go.
But this year we're going to Mexico.
What part?
So it's Playa Mujeres,
I'm not familiar
which
with
is
that.
Cancun.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So we're flying into Cancun and you drive for like 45 minutes up the coast in Playa Mujeres. Excellence Playa Mujeres. It's a brand new resort.
Okay.
Just opened up. And I cannot wait.
Now I've been to Cancun, but my favorite part of Mexico, growing up in Vegas, we used to go down to Tijuana, of course. So we used to go to Tijuana, but this was back in the 80s.
Tijuana.
But as I got older in life, we'd actually go down the Baja California coast, and I'd go through Tijuana, San Quintin, Ensenada, all the way down to Cabo San Lucas, and we'd go marlin fishing, and we'd have a great time. I mean, we'd have a fantastic time. The scariest time I ever had in Mexico was a place called La Bufadora, which is, I guess it's like the blowhole is what it stands for. I'm not very good at Spanish.
La Bufadora.
La Bufadora. And so they would have this beautiful, well, they'd have this beautiful underwater network of caves that the ocean would shoot through, and the water would pop up almost like a blowhole of a whale. So my dad and I went there, and we're checking it out.
Like Old Faithful.
Yeah, kind of like Old Faithful, but except it was, the ocean driven.
Yeah.
But my dad and I went there. This had to be 92. And we get there. And apparently there was a guy that wasn't being very good, and the federales got a hold of him. And I remember they drove by us. There was a bunch of federales chasing this truck, but had a car. There was a truck that was leading, but a car. But they put the guy in the trunk of this car, and you just see his bloody hand going like this as they drove by La Bufadora. It was rough, but I'm telling you, when I was in San Quintin, the place that I loved the most is they used to have wild horses that run at the beach, and we'd go to this place. It was called De Cava de los Tigres, the Tiger's Cove or the Tiger's Cave, De Cava de los Tigres. And they would have the wild horses on the beach, but we would get abalone that would have like crab meat and wine sauce on top of it for like $10. It was fantastic.
Reminds me of a song.
Does it?
Wild horse.
There you go. There you go. Good song.
Dragging me away.
Good song.
Good song. I just found.
Motley Crue, man.
This is a picture disc.
Yeah, I think two of the most memorable things I have in Mexico was La Bufadora and De Cava de los Tigres were the two most favorite things that I remember the most.
The most that I remember about Mexico is I've never been there before.
Really? Oh, you're gonna love it.
I'm going though.
I'm telling you what.
We're going in June.
And every time I've been to Mexico, it's just like Italy. The friendliest, nicest, most social people. What you got down there?
That's silver, the top box with the silver.
What?
The top one with the silver, the jack. Hand me that one. Yeah, right there. Yep.
Hero Selection.
Yep. Hero Selection.
Nice, friendly. It's like you're with extended family. Every time that I've been through Mexico, they want to take care of you. They're great to be around. You have a good time, great memories, great people.
Yeah. Mexico has been on my bucket list for a long time.
You're gonna have a fantastic time there.
This Hero Select is a Hero Select rye.
Oh, that's good.
Jack Daniels. 137.3 proof from Barrel House 1-13.
And I can't drink any more tonight, so I'm gonna have to. Golly.
1-13.
1-13. You talking about is that Coy area?
This Coy Hill.
Coy Hill area right there. That's fantastic stuff.
That is Coy Hill 1-13. And look,
You're gonna make me jealous.
We got Uber.
No. I promised the wife I'd be good tonight. Just a tiny sip. Just a teeny tiny sip.
All right.
There you go. Oh, good man right there. That's perfect. That's all I need. We call this microdosing.
Barely.
So, and I'm sure you probably experienced the same thing, Miriam. When you go barrel picking,
oh yeah,
like when
tipsy.
when you've been on, and I'll put this in the nicest way possible. I'm trying to think of who we were at.
We've had 15 barrel tastings. You're gonna be tipsy.
You get to certain
unless you got a bucket and you spit it out.
Well,
do you spit yours out?
I'm gonna let you answer that. I'm interested now.
So when you're wine tasting or whiskey tasting, you spit it.
Okay. Seltzer water.
Really? So what does it do?
Yeah.
James Morgan, being best behavior. Idiot. Idiot. You
Good call, Miriam.
asshole. What else are we talking about, you dumbass? Thanks. Okay.
Good.
That is good.
No, like when we went to, and I'm very thankful for the opportunity. When we went to Nulu in Louisville, we probably went through 12 different barrels that day.
Yeah, you're drunk.
Oh no! I was doing the micro pours, and then I was spitting after a while.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to remember.
Were you driving?
I was the DD that day, so I had to microdose and spit.
That's your first mistake.
Well, they took care of me on the other, because we did 3 barrel picks in 3 days. They took care of me at the first 2, so I had to take care of them at the third.
There's an app on here. It's called Uber.
It's hard to Uber from Louisville back to Phoenix City, Alabama.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So, but no, I'm with you on that. So I'm gonna do the seltzer thing, Miriam. So I appreciate that.
Yeah. So seltzer.
When I'm talking about micro, I'm not even doing half. I'm doing maybe a quarter, just so I get a couple of pours, just so I can get it on the palate, and maybe let a little bit on the finish. But I'm not. But at that point, I'm not trying to swallow it after that first micro pour.
So. Yeah. No, he's the man. 100. Yeah. He spits. No, he spits it out. No, he spits.
You're dead after a certain period of time.
Yeah, but he spits it out. Yeah. Do you are you saying on camera right now?
Oh geez, don't put her on that.
That Fred Minnick is getting paid to put larceny number 2 and 3 and then.
Yes, ma'am. We want.
Yeah, we're all honesty. He's getting paid 100%.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Right. I've got the larceny C923 that came in like second.
Yeah.
It's not that good.
Yeah.
It's not that good. And like the Elijah Craig C923
Oh yeah.
destroys this.
Well, and I agree that that everyone has a different thing that they lean
Hell, I
into.
like to get paid too.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
lean into and they like more. But yeah, there's probably a component there that, at the end of the day, what you like, Miriam, and what I like, and what Prentice likes,
it's
are
all
going to be
subjective.
it's all going to be subjective. And it's how we woke up that day too,
And like-
because we're going to taste things different on different days.
Well, I can bullshit. I can bullshit with the best.
There you go. Yeah,
You're a professional. It's an ascot.
they went from ASCOT awards.
A bit. Hey, if you ever watch this video, I'm not messing with you about it.
Yeah, you are.
It's all her.
No, don't blame me.
It's all Mary.
You start this shit up and sit right down the side.
If you watch this video, you're a sad son of a bitch. I'm just saying. Yeah. So who? We get it.
You should expect
Yeah, we
criticism.
get it.
Yeah,
I'm sure
you should
you-
expect it. Nobody's going to taste things the exact same.
I'm sure people have
Yeah.
called you out on.
Oh yeah,
videos about
and it
different
happens.
stuff.
But you know what, Miriam? Your opinion is your opinion. Mine is mine. Prentice is Prentice. And you'll find people that you have similar palates to, and you go, okay, most of the stuff that they have, I enjoy, but every once in a while there's going to be a stinker in there. You go, I don't know where they got this one from, but I'm tasting things differently.
Hey, and all I got to say about that is, if you don't agree with me, you're wrong.
God.
I'm just playing. I'm cut it out. I'm just kidding. Good grief. We're gonna. Yeah. Hey,
That's right.
I got one more question for you. How does one become a sommelier? I have seen the Netflix
Okay.
thing on becoming a sommelier. Is there any truth to that? Is it like boot camp? Do they kick your ass? You have to wear a suit and you walk in this room full of distinguished gentlemen and they judge you on a panel and they beat your ass and all this stuff. Yeah, yeah. With the hairdos.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So are you in a classroom setting with anybody at any time, or is it all? Now you do.
Okay.
Okay. So I want to become a sommelier. Yeah. So how do I do that? So I want to be Agave transcribed sommelier. How do I do that?
How do you put that on the card?
It's a long fucking. It's a big card.
Yeah, you could have to like.
I'm gonna have to like
folds up.
put it in my back pocket and it hangs out and shit.
Are you wear ass?
I'm gonna have. Well, I might just. I might wear an ass. I don't know.
Miriam, I don't know what to do with him anymore. I just
Yeah, well, it's the spirits.
I'm right there with you on that one, Miriam.
Hey, so do you have any more stories that you can tell us, like spirit wise? You know, I mean, I don't know if it's a weakness or if it's a draw.
No, let me
You know what I mean? Like,
let me ask you this, Miriam. Interesting question on this. I've always, and I listen to a lot of different podcasts. Like I said, I'm a skeptic by nature. Do you believe that certain people are attuned or more receptive to seeing or hearing things than other people?
I do. Yeah, I believe I am.
Okay. 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 I'm genuinely interested in this. I listen to way too many podcasts. He's busting my chops over here, but
I'm not busting your chops. I'm just
yeah. But I love this. Look, for anyone that hasn't yet, check out her Facebook page. Check out her website. Please go listen to her stuff.
It's been scrolling the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, we want to lift people up, especially someone that's knowledgeable like this, just to learn about life. And like she said, she's a skeptic. She just wants to understand the legend, maybe the stories behind
it.
And
that comes up your face, and I'm not going to do that.
Don't cover up her face.
No, I'm not gonna
there
do
you go.
How about, I want to, I've had yours the entire time we've been on. So I want to put Sean's on for a minute.
Ah, geez.
Hey, if you have not subscribed or liked or whatever to Echoes of Eternity, Echoes in Eternity. I always want to say Echoes of Eternity.
That's okay.
Echoes, because it pulls it up.
Yeah.
If you say Echoes of Eternity.
Okay.
But Echoes in Eternity Bourbon. Sean Ruckman. Do it.
I appreciate that. Thank
you,
friend.
You get some. I mean, like, he's my hero. Like, he's from my hometown. We have a lot of the same friends and I mean, everything.
And that's what makes it fun, though.
It really does.
You get to hang out, you get to have some porch, you get to talk life, and then on a rare occasion like this, a unicorn night, we get to hang out and do stuff.
It's like unicorn night.
There you go.
Hey, and I gotta apologize. Like, we gotta do this again. By the way, Miriam, please. Oh. No, you don't have that permission. I'm just kidding.
Miriam,
thank you, Miriam.
Absolutely appreciate it.
And we really do.
I would love to do this in the fall as we get closer to Halloween. If you would be up for that, that would be awesome.
And or sooner.
And or sooner.
Yeah. Thank you, Miriam. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being such a good sport.
So awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah. You too. Guys, this has been a lot of fun, man. I appreciate this tonight. I had a great time.
We had a sommelier with us tonight. That was awesome, dude.
That was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Friggin' sommelier.
And Miriam is just down to earth, just easy, good
Absolutely.
people. That's the one thing you like most about this community.
How do we get a sommelier on the way?
Well, you got the sommelier, not us. You got the sommelier on. Ooh. I just get to hang out and drink the bourbon with you, so it worked out well for me.
Hey, guess what? I mean, I've had meetings with, I'm just going to say, two very, very, very large automotive manufacturers.
Okay.
lately.
Yeah.
Like really lately. And I don't know how I got it. Like I've had meetings with me and my boss had meetings with those guys and like I don't know.
It's that magnetic personality.
Well,
That's
I don't know
all
if it's what it is. But anyway, well, I really don't want to end this.
That's all right. But it's Tuesday night. People are probably like, damn it, guys, we need to go to bed.
They're good. Well, that's 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll end it here, guys.
Guys,
Thank y'all
so awesome to hang out with you guys. And thank you for all the fun that just being there with us tonight.
And for putting up with the technical difficulties in the beginning. I apologize. Like, I don't know what happened, or I didn't change anything, no settings or anything, and then she comes on.
Spirits
I don't know.
and the spirits.
Spirits are booze and booze.
That's right.
Booze and booze. BOOS and BOOZE. Anyway, love you guys. We're going to take off, mean it, and we'll catch you next time. And be sure to tune in to Echoes of Eternity. I told you I wanted to.
Hey, Echoes of Eternity Bourbon, love to have you on the channel. I love all the comments, love the interaction. It really fuels my day. I hope you guys all have an amazing night. Cheers and God bless.
Hi, I'm Prentice. Love y'all, made it. Please check us out next time on Echoes of Eternity.
Well, Echoes in Eternity Bourbon, or if we found out
Agave. Either way,
Agave is great too.
Bye, y'all.
Take it easy.
There you go.
Bye. That was fun. That was a lot of fun.
Okay, now it's in.
There you go.
Dude, we had so many chats on freaking YouTube,
That's funny.
and I didn't see a fucking one of them.
That's okay. That's okay.
God almighty. James Morgan was on there moderating for us, though.
Yeah, he sounded like he had a lot to say on there, so that was
He
cool.
is so awesome, dude.
That is cool.
Morgan, thank you. He likes me a lot for some reason. I don't know why.
He probably likes your personality. You got a good personality, man.
Well, I try, but nightmare and sweet dream.
What's that?
James Morgan. He's a fucking trip. Do you know him?
I do not. I do
James
not.
Morgan?
No.
I saw him the other night. I just popped on like 80 HD.
Yeah.
He was on there. I popped on Bruzel. He was on there. He said, "Hey, Oakland Agave, what's up?" Brent? Yeah. He said, "Hey, Prentice, what's up?"
That's good. He
Yeah,
sounds like Vogel's thing where he's kind of really in tune and checked in with a lot of stuff.
William Hall.
William's awesome people. I like William a lot.
Yeah, there too. This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh my God, but fucking really?
What's that?
Just all the fucking trouble we
Dude,
had.
the technical